Thailand's rainy season might not be what you expect, especially if you're travelling in the north of the country. So I thought I'd bring you out here today, just down the road from our home, to show you what it's all about. As you can see, it doesn't rain all the time. Many people ask me, when's the best time to travel in Thailand? And really for me, I love the rainy season. It's such a fabulous time. It's such a beautiful part of the year when the rice is being prepared to be planted. And I'll show you some of that in a minute. And everything is lush and green because there is obviously a lot of water around. That's why they call it the rainy season. But it doesn't rain all the time. Sorry for looking down. This is what I'm navigating. And just to show you the what it's like here in the rice growing time of the year. Behind me here, this is the rice seed that's just been planted. It's sprouted, it's got a few centimetres on it. Probably needs to be about 3 times the height that it is now before they transplant it, and then they'll transplant it into these fields that have been ploughed and flooded. They'll probably plough them again and level them out and then start planting the rice. And just for that reason alone, it's wonderful to experience travelling in the north of Thailand. In many parts of the world there's 4 seasons, but in Thailand here in the north there's only really 3. From sort of November through to February is the cool, dry season, and that's also a fabulous time to travel, but that's when most people travel here. Then it merges into March and April and partway through May sometimes, and that's the hot, dry season. And unless you're coming for the Songkran festival in April, there's not a lot of good reason to come to Thailand, particularly to the north at that time of the year, because it's so hot and it's also very hazy. It's also known as the smoky season or the burning season in Thailand. But then coming through into May and then right through until October is the rainy season, when it's warm but it's raining. Doesn't rain all the time though. This is something that a lot of people think, oh, if I go in the rainy season it's just going to be raining all the time, but it's not like that. We get beautiful days with fabulous cloudy skies and reasonably good temperatures. It's still hot. It is Thailand after all, so that's just part of living here and traveling here, is that it's going to be hot, it's going to be a bit humid, but it's a fabulous time of the year. And so if you ask me, is it worth traveling to Thailand in the monsoon season? I would say yes, for a number of reasons. Not only because it's so beautiful, everything's so lush and green and rich and the rice is growing, but you'll also find that it's quieter. There aren't so many tourists around, so you've got the place pretty much to yourselves, really, enjoying it with the locals, and that's a great way to enjoy a vacation. And also you might get better prices on hotels and things like that because it's the low season, so there's room to negotiate, there's room to ask for a discount and see how you go. And then there's also plenty of opportunities to pick and choose the type of accommodation that you want because there's just not that many people around using it. And really you'll find that when it rains, most of the time it's only going to rain for a short time. It might be just sort of 15 minutes even, or sometimes up to an hour or 2, but it doesn't often rain like all day, every day for weeks on end. It's not really like that. Occasionally, yeah, we'll get a big storm blow through and it's going to be wetter than usual, but most of the time during the rainy season, it is only for a short time, pretty much in the afternoon or evening, sometimes even at night. And the other awesome thing about the rainy season here is that it's never cold when it rains. If you're here in the cooler months in the north and you get a bit of rain, sure, it's unusual, but it's going to be a bit chilly. But during the normal rainy season, the rain's warm. So even if you get caught in a tropical storm, it's not so bad because it's warm rain. It's not like being, for me back in New Zealand in the wintertime, caught in a rainstorm. It's miserable. It's horrible and cold and just chills you to the bone. But in Thailand, the rain's warm. You can just enjoy it, not worry too much about it. And if you get caught out, your clothes are wet, they're going to dry up pretty quickly anyway. But some of the downsides of traveling in the rainy season, okay, it's going to rain. It's also going to be more humid when it's not raining. So you get a good downpour. After that, it's just going to be humid as anything. But it's not too uncomfortable. It's not too bad. Probably the biggest drawback is that there are more mosquitoes during the rainy season, but I've lived here for over 20 years and I've never had a problem. I've never had a serious issue with mosquito bites or anything like that. During the early morning and the evening around dusk, the time when the mosquitoes are out more, it pays to cover up or to wear some insect spray and just take it easy like that. So there are a few pros and cons of travelling in Thailand during the rainy season. And a few tips for travelling in the north of Thailand during the monsoon season. Firstly, be prepared mentally. Come with the right attitude and you'll love it. You'll really enjoy being out in nature in the rainy season because, as I said before, everything's just fresh and green and lush and it can be thoroughly enjoyable. Another way to be prepared is to have an umbrella with you or some other rain gear. It's really easy to pick up a cheap disposable umbrella or a cheap poncho. Even I think 7-Eleven stores are stocked with these things, so if you get caught out, it's not difficult to throw on some rain gear and carry on your way. Or just be prepared to take a break and have a bit of a rest, find somewhere to just chill, have a coffee, or go for a Thai massage. The rain might last an hour or two. Get a massage for an hour or two, and when you come out, it'll be really beautiful and sunny again probably, and you'll be feeling lovely and relaxed after a great massage. And just aim to be flexible. You know, I've looked at a lot of different weather apps and I look at a few sites online for the information, and even the best ones I've found are never particularly accurate at this time of the year. They kind of mess it up sometimes. Today I thought we were going to have some rain already by now, but we haven't, and the sky looks pretty good, so I thought, well, I'll come out and do a video. Could be raining in 10 minutes, I don't know, but my best way of checking the weather is to get outside and just have a look around and see what's happening. Particularly if I'm looking up at the mountains from our place, I get a pretty good view of where the rain's coming from, and I know what I can do and what I can't do or how I can plan things. But this type of weather forecasting might only be good for 10 minutes or half an hour, depending on how far you can see, but you can usually see the rain coming. So there are some challenges of travelling in the north of Thailand during the rainy season, but they're not unsurmountable. You can actually really enjoy it. Just be prepared, carry some rain gear with you, and be flexible with your plans. Don't plan to do anything in the afternoon that might be ruined by rain. Do those things in the morning and you're going to have more success. And one of the big benefits is having fewer tourists around and being able to more connect readily with the locals when you are travelling. If you'd like to learn something more about interacting with Thai locals, check out this video here. And if you've enjoyed this, give us a like, leave us a comment down below. Thanks very much for watching.